Well, don't everybody go at once. Good evening and welcome to Stupid O'Clock. I'm your co-host, John Scarborough.
Sorry about
Joe
that.
didn't make it back from the bathroom fast enough.
Sorry about that. My dad called right as I hit the intro. All right.
Hey, Joe. Hey,
Howdy.
Hey, Bill. Hey, Dan.
Hi. Let's see. I'm a little lagged.
Jet lag?
No, internet lagged. And the comment that I made earlier is not showing up, so let me try that again.
Oh, no, it'll show up 1,000 times then.
No.
Be nothing but Dan.
No, it'd be Joe.
Joe,
What?
dog. I found something I think you're going to like.
What? Oh, the flight suit hoodie?
Yes. You can order it with your name on it.
Well, I want the SpaceX version.
Well, call your buddy Elon and get him to work on it.
I'm getting the helmet made. And
Hey, Heather. How you doing?
Hello,
Hey,
Heather.
okay. I'll be right back. Damn it.
When you gotta go, you gotta go.
Well, I believe you
Let's
done.
all,
went and gone.
let's all leave.
I don't know what's going on. I've got no way to.
Hiding in here. When
Oh,
Joe
cat.
came in earlier, I had one cat on the back of the chair just crashed out. She got down and wanted out, and I didn't know the other one was in here. And the other one was sitting here going, "I want out too."
Well, yeah, you closed the door. They were afraid it was turning into a gas chamber.
You can solve your cat problem with a couple of cardboard boxes, and they'll love you to death for it.
They have to be new cardboard boxes. Because once Because once they get in it, play around, they're done with it. They don't want to ever see it again.
You need to grow some catnip, Joe, and just pull some off and throw it on the floor. They'll be there for hours,
No.
rolling around in it. And
One of them is just, the other one's like, I'm good.
Let's see if that works.
Catnip doesn't work on every cat.
That worked. Evidently, I was commenting on Saturday night show. Hey,
Oops.
on the iPad, they all look alike.
Good grief.
well, if I may, I would like to play Ryan Permison for a moment and promote something that I've been promoting for a long time, but we got it. Wendy sent me this one in the mail, but it's not for me. She's actually, I asked her, I said, I want to give this one to Laura for Christmas. So she signed it to her and that. And then she included a photograph of her and her twin sister, Brenda, who played Baby Grace on Little House on that. And then, as I've been saying, oh, she's got this. But anyway, as I've been saying all along, I have a story in here, and if I can get this to look the right way, I don't know which way am I. There it is. Yeah, so it's about a page and a half. It went from, I think, about 8 or 9 paragraphs, my little short story, but that's what I wrote. And then the editor went snip, 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 and revised a lot of stuff. And then at the very end of it, there's a couple questions. How would you define grace? Where have you seen grace at work in your life? Those are actual direct quotes from me, which were not edited. So, but anyway, the book was released Sunday, August 16th on her birthday, and you can get Red Tail Feathers, which is Wendy's story, basically from day one. And it talks about her time on Little House on the Prairie. It talks about after the show and through her life, going through surgery for cancer that she had in her brain. A lot of things going on, and then mine and a few other stories in the back of the book. But anyway, it's available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Goodreads, in Wendy's Prairie Shop on Etsy. If you want to get a copy and have her sign it to you, and she will send you a little photograph that's also signed. Go to her Etsy shop. It's Wendy Lou Lee's Prairie Shop on Etsy. You can get that. You can get her first book there. She has a lot of Little House on the Prairie Christmas ornaments and different things that are also for sale, and she'll also autograph. But anyway, and just wherever books are sold. And that, so it's been a long time coming, and this will be the only time you'll probably see me write anything, but I'm glad that she kind of pulled it out of me to do it, and that I'm grateful to her, and I made a bunch of good friends and in the process of doing it, including her. And we just got done with a Zoom meeting, and thank you, Carl. We were doing every Thursday night, so that's why I haven't been able to be here on Thursdays like I had in the past because of that. Next weekend is an off week, and then we have one more Zoom meeting the last Thursday, I think, September or whatever. But anyway, got, know Wendy a whole lot better, and her mom, Jackie, and just all the got to meet the editor who dealt with my story, and it's been really nice. She's already done one podcast today. She's doing another one tomorrow. She's got a bunch of different interviews in the works. Oh, the book is also available as an audio book, which Wendy actually does the audio version herself. So if you, I have one that I'm going to purchase for a friend of mine who's blind, and I'm going to give that to her for a Christmas present, so that when she gets the audio book, she'll actually hear Wendy saying everything, and including my story, which, but anyway, so she's got a lot more to do. And then next week she's going to Kentucky to do a Little House reunion convention, one of many that they do all year long. But anyway, thank you for everyone who's been supportive. And I know I've got a lot of my friends who messaged me or put in the comments of my many Facebook posts and the stories and everything, saying they pre-ordered their copy and everything. And so, and if you do order a copy, wherever you order it from, the only thing I will ask of you is to take a minute to wherever you got, like I ordered a copy from Barnes and Noble just so that I could leave a review. So they typically want you to leave a review wherever you bought the book. Mm-hmm. And that, and just, show some love to Wendy and everybody who had a part in the book. But that would mean the world to me too. So anyway, done being Ryan Permison. And anyway, back to your regularly scheduled stupid o'clock.
Well, congratulations, Bill, but you've got to be very careful because writing is addictive. You may find yourself doing it again, whether you want to or not. And yes, reviews are very important. Mm-hmm. And we have another person backstage, patiently awaiting. And I think if somebody plays It's Almost the End of the Show, I'm going to be unhappy. Good evening, Dawn.
Hello. Who would play something like that?
Look out, Joe. She's right behind you.
I know.
Oh, Lord.
She got it.
Uh-huh. Oh, no. Well, I got a call from my editor last night.
You're fired.
No. They are working on Tales of the Marinibrium Volume 1. Has its own individual editor right now. It seems that they had to make sure that the Sherlock Holmes story was actually by me and not something that they would
Guy
have
named Conan
to.
Doyle. Yeah.
Yeah, that guy. Uh, Evidently, his family's made of lawyers or something. I don't know. But it's legal. It's legal. It should be public domain by now. I think it is this year. So, no idea when it's going to come out finally. But it'd be nice to have copies at HallowCon.
It sure
We
would.
shall.
Hi, people.
Hi,
Yes,
Donna.
dear. Hey.
Hey. Good night, everybody.
Hi.
Put it in.
Good night, Donna.
Good night.
No.
He always says that.
It's getting late early.
Thing is, she grabbed it and yanked it out of my ear while it was still hooked to my ear.
Hey, Dan, I have a question for you concerning editing, or not editing, but publishing the books. Okay, so the copy that when people pre-ordered Red Tail Feathers from Amazon,
Mm-hmm.
the copy that the person would receive in the mail didn't have certain things like this copy with the dust cover and then Wendy's picture and the Allison Arngren, Nellie Olson they put her review of the book on the back of it and that. Anyway, pre-ordered copies didn't have that because something weird and freaky with Amazon. Then Ingram Sparks kind of teamed up to do it, and then all of a sudden, after Ingram Sparks teamed up with Amazon, then whatever copies that would be pre-ordered at that time would have everything that you would normally have in this book. And I'm not too sure. I don't know if you ever dealt with that with any of your books, with any companies or.
That would make them collector's items. So the ones that don't have the full Monty and you pre-ordered, hang on to those because they're worth a little bit more than the ones that do have the full Monty. So yeah, it's like Pat Elrod put out a collection of short stories, and the printer typoed her name on the spine. It was credited to P.N. Elrond. And those are worth a pretty penny nowadays because it got caught and a few went out to select people. I managed to get in touch with Pat, said, I want one. I really want one. If you'll autograph it, it'll make it even worth more. So my descendants, whoever inherits my book collection, will have a few collector's items in there. That's like a stamp getting printed backwards or upside down or something like that. Just makes it more of a collector's item. It's a very, very, very first edition.
Yeah, and I don't think that this was like a glitch or anything on Amazon's part, but just before Ingram Sparks teamed up with them, they just said, we will not be printing up the bios and that in the books. And I think there was even like on this page here, she dedicates the book to her sister Brenda. Apparently it doesn't even have that in it.
That's just Amazon. Don't worry.
Yeah.
The correct version is now out there, and when people get it, they'll get the correct version. It's just the people that had the early pre-orders got the limited, almost finished edition.
Yeah. Almost kind of generic, but I just told Wendy, I said, well, that'll just make people order extra copies
Yeah,
to get
really.
everything in it.
Yeah. That's pretty much what it is. Yeah. There you go, Carl. You're absolutely right. There we go. Amazon likes to make it their own, or messes up, as we like to say. Yes. That's because Amazon doesn't care. They've already got your money.
Well, thank God for Ingram Sparks, I guess.
Yeah, really. Those are some honest folks there.
Hmm.
And I'm not sure, is Ingram Sparks more of a distributor than a point of sale? Dawn, do you know?
I don't know. I know BKM goes through Ingram Spark with some stuff. I know he's worked with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, next time he shows up, we'll have to ask him.
Okay.
Sufficient unto the day.
Internet problems, or are you guys? Is everybody getting roboty voice, or am I having internet?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure I'm having internet problems, but
Well, just in case, thank you very much, though, Mr. Roboto, for helping me escape when I needed to. Thank you. Okay.
Gilroy.
cut it close.
Gilroy.
Cut it close. I mean, seriously.
No offense, but if my
don't-
voice can be mistaken with the lead singer from Styx, something's wrong. Okay.
Oh, it doesn't matter. All you had to do is say the words.
Who is the
I
lead
could-
singer of Styx recently?
Recently, I don't know.
I don't even know if Styx is still around recently.
They're
I think
they're still on the circuit, but it's not like it used to be. They kind of went the same route as the Beach Boys, a lot of infighting. So you got two different Beach Boy groups out there right now.
Yeah, there have been. See, there are. Oh, Tommy Shaw's still there. He's not the lead singer, though. He's the guitarist.
No.
James Young. Dennis DeYoung is not with them anymore. He was the original lead
No.
singer.
That's part of the infight. I think it was between him and Tommy, actually.
Probably.
They had that infighting.
And let me see here. Yep. Apparently, right after the Kilroy album came out, they disbanded.
So did you read in the Stupid O'Clock group, I posted earlier today, kind of this day in Beatles history from 1980, where members of Cheap Trick were actually performing on a few songs from John Lennon's Double Fantasy album that was going to come out in December. So this would have been today, August 17th, whatever day it is today, 1980. And I heard about all this long because, I bought Hit Parader and Cream and Rolling Stone and all that back in the day. And they're talking about Rick Nielsen and Bunny Carlos and Robin Zander. And of course, Tom Peterson, I think, had just joined after the original bassist left. Well, anyway, and none of those songs were included on the original Double Fantasy album. And not until I think it was like 1998, 99 when they reissued and on CDs, and you know, you got all the little bonus songs or mess ups or whatever that they always did. And then that's when they included the songs that had Cheap Trick on there. And you can go on YouTube and find YouTube versions of those songs that Cheap Trick actually made a video for. And they use this animated style back and forth through the whole video that looks a lot like John Lennon's illustrations he used to do back in the day. Some of them being a little X-rated, but and they were very good songs too with them. Why David Geffen never did put them on the original one in 1980, I don't know.
It's a mystery.
Who is Facebook user? We got to. Gosh darn it! I'm gonna have to throw that banner up there again.
I just did.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you gotta give StreamYard, or you got to give StreamYard permission to use your Facebook so that we can actually see your name when you post stuff. Or it's not hard to do. Just click a button, and after a few minutes, your name will start showing up. We have to do it on occasion because StreamYard seems to forget that we have Facebook from time to time.
Tennessee Iron Man is the Facebook user. Anybody
Oh.
recognize that?
That who you were just talking about, Joe?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm trying to get something to stop playing. Okay, there we go.
Joe, microphone.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Oh, I just can't hear you. That's for some reason your mic volume's way down now.
Don't
There
know
you
why.
go. That's a little better.
All right. Yeah, we booked him at HallowCon to be at HallowCon this year. And this guy looks like Robert Downey Jr. It's not even funny.
Oh, that's the Iron Man dude.
Yeah.
I am not going to tell my wife. Let's just see if she catches on. It's not the real deal.
So he looks like David Geffen, but he's playing Iron. Oh, wait a minute. I got it mixed up what he said.
Yeah, but I don't know if I should say your real name or not, but yeah, he's a great guy. He's mainly coming for the food. So Dan, tell him.
Oh my God, you are in for a treat. You better be hungry. Megan is a fantastic cook. And Joe Dog just goes, "Here, eat, you're too thin."
Grandma Joe.
It's all the only thing you got to worry about is whether or not you like the hotel breakfast, the Danish and coffee and that sort of thing, or if you want to drive 100 yards, 200 yards and go to a restaurant for breakfasts.
Yeah.
That's about it. And if you're sane, you won't wake up in time for breakfast because you were up too late the night before.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for Iron Man to say if I can say his real name, because I want to call him by his real name, which is my bad habit because I always call the authors by their
That's Mr. Stark to you.
Yeah, Mr. Stark.
Never even call me by my name.
By my name. Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Stark has is affiliated with a group from Cleveland, Tennessee, and he probably knows my uncle.
Uh-oh.
If he's part of that group, he definitely knows my uncle. Okay, there we go. Sean Hatfield.
Ah, working now. Yeah.
Oh, we're related, dude.
So he's a real McCoy.
Mm,
I was about to say I have McCoys that are related.
Nice eating you, Iron Man.
They're the real
I'm
McCoys. Yep.
I'm gonna play the fantasy.
I don't think you're playing.
I'm always playing, you know that. Everybody's quiet down. Like,
Sean, I just sent you a private message with my uncle's name, so you can check that out real quick. But yeah, I'm glad to have you. If you want to drop in on the show, just say so, and I'll shoot you a link, and we'll bring you up on screen and let you talk with everybody.
We got plenty of room.
Yeah, we got room for 4 more people in here.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you'd have to have a camera and all that. A lot of people don't have that set up.
And
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd love to. All right, let me grab the link. real
Megan
quick.
comes in as voice only. I mean, it's got a little avatar placeholder.
Yeah, but we want to see him looking like Robert Downey Jr.
And Sean, to answer your question, they were originally from Cherokee, North Carolina. Some of them moved to Illinois. Some of them moved to Charlotte. And then there were some other ones in South Carolina.
All right, I just sent him the link. All you got to do is just click that link and just follow the directions. It's so simple I can do it.
Well, speaking of Robert Downey Jr., I didn't actually realize he was a member of Cracker. Plays guitar really well and sings.
A member of who?
Cracker.
Oh, okay.
Uncle Cracker?
Go watch Eurotrash Girl, the music video on YouTube. You will see Robert Downey Jr. or someone who is a very, very good lookalike.
He is a musician. He has his own band. Like
Cracker, like the people who sang low?
No. Not Uncle Cracker, but Cracker.
That's not Uncle.
Just Google it, Dawn.
No.
No, you will see. Just Google the song Eurotrash Girl.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Lindsay loves that
They
song.
think that their biggest hit was low.
Okay, yeah. There you go. You were right. Awesome.
What is the name of the song on that CD, that album that was about Gene Mansfield?
Okay, no, the one I'm thinking of is a Blue Oyster Cult song, and that was Joan Crawford Has Risen from the Grave, and I don't think that's about Jay Mansfield.
I love that song. I love the video where she's walking around with wire coat hangers in her hand.
The song is called Movie Star, and it is kind of it's about Jane Mansfield, and it's not about when she was alive. It was her demise, we'll put it that way.
Zombies are everywhere. Carl, there's no shame in that. All of us have different interests.
Wow. We're just waiting for Mr. Hatfield to appear.
I have not been to a Waffle House to answer Carl's question.
Waffle.
Thank you, Carl. I appreciate appreciate that I just out-music them, especially when it came to Jane Mansfield. Especially with Dan in the panel.
Don, we are going to have to get you some hash browns scattered, covered, and smothered.
Oh, what's the combination? What's the combination with mushrooms? Because that's really good too.
Yep.
Oh.
There we go. I heard a ping.
Yeah, we're just waiting for his camera to connect.
Just laughing at what Carl said.
Yes, well, it's early yet. We'll show that one later.
All right, there we go.
Not quite standing yet, Carl.
All right, Don, control yourself. This is Mr. Sean Hatfield.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
Hi, everybody.
Hey, how you doing?
He does have a pretty good Robert Downey Jr. going on.
Absolutely.
Now, if he had showed up with a cheeseburger, I'd have been really impressed.
I just had a piece of pizza, so
Hey, that counts.
maybe over here. Well, I'm trying to figure out why this is.
All right, let me give him a little bit more microphone. All right, now say something. We probably hear you a little better now.
All right, can y'all hear me now?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, cool.
Well, Sean, I'm happy to have you on board for HallowCon this year.
Well, we are excited. I was telling some people about it today. Got some first timers will probably be coming down with me. Decided I'll probably be doing a mix between regular Iron Man, maybe flipping out and doing zombie Iron Man, which is a little less.
All right, your audio's cutting out just
Yeah,
a bit.
it's clipping.
All right, hold on a second here. I'm Iron Man. I should have some headphones, right?
Yeah.
How about now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's a little better.
Yeah, my lights are acting a little funny here, and it's driving me crazy because I've got too many good lights here. So let me see if I can do something here real quick. See if that's better. Better, guys. There we go. Now I can see a little bit better.
Well,
Yeah.
But
And
yeah, I was telling some people about it today. We're excited to be coming down. So I'll probably be doing Iron Man and Zombie Iron Man, and I think the wife may be doing Elphaba, which is for those of you who are familiar with Wizard of Oz. Elphaba is the Wicked Witch, so he is. She's probably going to do that one, and we're just excited to be a part. Really are. I've been doing cosplay now for a couple of years, and just really enjoy doing it. I do it for charity events and stuff. Plus, I am an actor. Geez, man, my phone's acting up. I've been doing acting for a couple of years now. I actually am an actor. Some people have actually picked up that I am an actor. They've seen me on some of the TV shows and stuff. But there's a movie coming out in a couple of weeks. Should be out. I believe it's. Well, heck, it should be coming out. Let me see if it came out this week. There's a movie coming out called Landscape of the Invisible Hand. I'm in it. I did Ozark. I was. Any of you guys watch true crime shows?
yes.
Not
But
on mine, but it might be on my stuff.
Usually on streaming though.
Okay, Snapped, Fatal Attraction, In Pursuit with John Walsh, American Detective with Joe Kenda. Those are all shows that I've been on. I actually am a recurring person on Snapped a lot, so I generally play the cop on Snapped. Fatal Attraction, there's an episode we just filmed, and I am not only a cop on there, but I am mic'd, and I was blessed to be a part of that one with Will Smith's body double and Batista's body double, and we just all wound up on set the same day doing the show, and it was fantastic, and really enjoyed it.
There's an idea for a TV show for you. Body doubles. The whole show is nothing but body doubles for famous actors.
Well, see, I wanted to do that. There's actually a group out of California that does like body doubles and lookalikes. I want to get into it, but man, there's some people out there that there's an Knoxville Iron Man that I believe looks closer to RDJ than me, and then there's other people who think I look closer to him than he does. It's just depending on what day and who you're asking. But I just do it to have fun with it. That's I don't care about anything. Be happy.
Uh-oh. Okay, we don't know what happened. You just dropped out and came right back.
I don't know. It may be my internet because I've got like 3 different routers here, so I may be bouncing back and forth.
Okay.
Let's see here.
Now, I'll tell you the group I really want to get to come in is the Dead Ringers out of Georgia. Those guys look so much like the actors, it's not even funny.
Yeah. I've heard of them. There's also a group that is out of Knoxville area that does the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and they look exactly, down to the details of Movie Mouse and everything else. But to get them to show up, they charge like $1,500 just to show up to an event, and I'm like, that's crazy, guys.
Well, they'll never show up at HallowCon.
Exactly.
I can predict that one right away.
Yeah.
So tomorrow is the release date for Landscape with Invisible Hand.
All right.
So yeah, tomorrow is the release date.
Oh, and I wasn't joking a bit when I said that we're probably related.
We may be. We may be. If you're related
my brother has gone through family genealogy quite a ways back, and Hollowfields and Hatfields and Holloways and a bunch of others. Kind of, it just depended on the region and who was running from which sheriff, because we did that. Yes.
That's a good book right there.
You're in Johnson City, right?
No, I'm actually in Kingston. My group hails out of Pineville, Kentucky.
Oh, okay. Because Dan is from up in the Tri-City area, right?
Up north of Knoxville, Oak Ridge, and that sort of area.
Oh, okay.
Close to Jacksboro and La Follette is my mom and dad's 2 hometowns up there. So
Sean probably knows where those are. Those are close.
Yeah, not too far from. We did Bright Zoo up there not long ago.
You're getting up about 45 minutes away from crossing the Kentucky border when you get up that far.
Yeah. Pineville, Kentucky. My grandfather grew up in Pineville, Kentucky. So he moved to Tennessee. He married my grandmother, and he married my grandmother. Moved to California, and then moved to Tennessee, and so I grew up. Well, I was born in Texas and then raised in Tennessee here.
All right.
Question, if I may.
Sure.
Matt Ashley, which is friends with BKM, which is a guy that we know, who's actually going to be at HallowCon. He's friends with Matthew Ashley, and I know he's been in different Snapped and stuff like that. Have you guys been in the same episodes at all?
Yes, me and Matthew Ashley have actually we did oh gosh, what was that one? Mark of a Serial Killer together. Matthew Ashley and I are really close friends, and in fact, John Anderson, Matthew Ashley, and I, all 3 of us are really good friends. And if we come to a con, and if we go to a convention and the other one's not there, we always send hateful messages at at each other.
Well, definitely let John know he's missing out.
Yeah, I like John. I mean, I saw him at TeslaCon. He's a good guy. Matthew Ashley, Matthew's a really cool guy too.
Yeah.
He was just up here in Illinois for QuadCon a couple weeks ago. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna be next weekend. Next weekend I will be at. Oh Lord, let's see. Next weekend is Heroes and Legends in Sevierville, so I'll be there. It's a wrestling event, so I'll be there. So I'll be letting people know that I'll be at HallowCon. I picked up. I don't know how I did it, but I picked up. I think it's four different cons while I was there. Of course, HallowCon, and I talked, and I thought I'd missed the boat on HallowCon, and luckily I got in, and they came over and said, well, we don't have we're kind of booked up a little bit. We really don't have a whole lot to offer as far as money and everything else. And I said, I'm not looking for that. I just want to get in on the con. They're like, well, we can feed you. I said, well, sign me up.
And these guys will tell you, I brag about our food all the time.
Yeah, gravy and biscuits, and you've got me there. And anybody watching this who does conventions, hey, you say gravy and biscuits, you'll get Tennessee Iron Man. I mean, that's why. Well, I'm just going to say it. That's probably why Waffle House gets a lot of my money, because I love the waffle.
If you love Waffle House, I'm serious. It is maybe a half mile from the hotel.
Oh Lord!
If you walk outside and look out towards the front, you can see the Waffle House sign, the Wendy's right below it, and if you turn there at the red light for Waffle House to the right, there's a Sonic. I think a
Walmart
up the road, and a Walmart.
Well, I'll tell you this: if you like biscuits and gravy, if you're ever near the Northwest Indiana area on a weekend, there's a little bar in Lake Station, Indiana called Tap House.
Okay.
Go there and have their biscuits and gravy. It'll ruin you for everybody else's.
We used to have this place.
In Kingston, that is called Handy Burger. If you're ever crossing through Kingston, Tennessee, you want to stop at Handy Burger. They're only open till 2 p.m. and they're not open on the weekends. But I'm telling you, that place right there will ruin you as well. They are amazing whenever it comes to gravy and biscuits. They actually have a meal. It's called the Works. You get a gravy and biscuit, hash browns, eggs, and your choice of meat. Well, after eating that, let's discover why they call it the Works.
Yeah, that's like the Tap House special, which is eggs, potatoes, half order of biscuits and gravy, ham, bacon, and sausage.
Oh Lord!
It's $11, but oh, is it worth it?
Yeah.
John, should we tell him about the place down off Rossville Boulevard?
I was going to, but I was going to say the last time I was there was right after COVID-19 had broken out, and they just reopened it, and they could not. About half their menu wasn't there because they couldn't get the supplies because of the supply problems back then.
Well,
I imagine all that. I haven't been there since all that stuff should have cleared up. So
it's called Bees Restaurant. BEA.
I thought you were going to say Roy's.
Oh,
we were talking sausage and biscuits.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm talking.
Bees. Yeah, Bees has everything.
Yeah, Roy's is pretty good. I mean, shoot, it was back. I was still working for a living.
Yep. Everybody that worked hard went to Roy's to get sausage and biscuits in the morning.
Yeah, but
which is hilarious because they don't have a parking lot worth diddly, and there'd be all those work trucks parked out front.
Oh, it was Dan that's right.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Sean, I do not know how you do it, but you drop completely out of StreamYard and pop back in and pop back up on screen.
I don't know. It may be my internet here. I'm gonna actually pop out here in a second because a buddy of mine just reached out. He found out that the premiere tomorrow is happening tomorrow for the movie that we're in. So we're gonna try to rendezvous and show up in what we wore on set to the movie theater. So if you guys are in the movie area tomorrow, go and check out Landscape with Invisible Hand. You should see us in it. It's not a very big scene, but we're there as they're walking through kind of the Earth, I guess you call it flea market, or the market down on Earth, and you'll see me right there beside Asante Black. So, you can't miss me. I'm right there with him. The camera's right in my face, right with him. So, I got paid pretty good for it. It was a 16-hour day, and by God, I was standing there in 100-something degree temperature. So I'm going to go see my butt.
Was it filmed down in? I guess it was filmed down in Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah, we filmed it over near Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was hotter. It was hotter than Blue Blazes that day, and we thought we were all going to die from heat stroke, but it was
Now,
well worth.
Was it filmed this year or last year?
It was actually filmed last year. Well, let's see. I take it back. Let's see. It's 2021. So we've been waiting for it to come out for a while. I want to say it was
Okay, yeah, that was a hot summer. 2021 in Atlanta in probably July.
Actually, it was February or March.
It was already hot then. Okay.
It was a hot day. It was a hot day.
It's Georgia. We have no excuse.
There is excuse in Atlanta, Georgia. No, there isn't. There isn't. Are you kidding? The hardest I've been though was I filmed Storm of Suspicion in Knoxville last year. It was 90-something degrees outside, and we were filming a winter episode, and I had to wear a winter coat that was a leather coat that had fleece inside of it. And so I'm roasting this thing, and I'm sweating like crazy, and you could tell on screen that I look like I was sweating. And they're like, he was very distraught whenever he came in. I'm like, I'm not distraught. I'm freaking about to stroke out.
Well, I'm sure you probably got a little warm in that Iron Man suit at some of the conventions, haven't you?
Well, you noticed I don't wear it the whole entire time. So yeah, it's EVA foam with fiberglass, and anybody who's walked around with fiberglass on them or worked around fiberglass will tell you real quick, it is not a very forgiving covering. So I'm trying to make it a little bit more. I'm gonna fix it to where the neck piece actually connects a little bit better. I'm gonna run a neck inside of it to see if I can air it out a little bit more. But whenever I put the helmet on and go walking around, I have to actually. So whenever you breathe, normally you breathe through your nose like this. Whenever I've got the mask on, I have to actually take my breath and down through the hole in the mask, or it fogs up. So my range of vision is probably from here. I can see up, down, and I have to tilt my head up and down. And I can't tell you how many times I've been Iron Man walking around and a little kid walk out in front of me, and mom and dad not know what's going on. And, unfortunately, Iron Man mows over a kid, which is bad. And I hate to use the reference of South Park, but it's kick the baby.
Get yourself one of those live well aerators that are DC powered.
Okay.
And have it puff air up into the. It'll blow air like a aquarium pump, but maybe not much. But if you can rig up a couple of almost dead 9 volts to get 12 volts out of it.
Yeah, I think the funniest thing I've ever done is I had somebody walk up to me one day and they said, "Hey, Iron Man, how do you go to the bathroom in the suit?" And I just stand back and I go, like that. It's an act of Congress to get in and out of that thing. I literally have to have somebody unzip the Zentai suit. So I wear a Zentai suit, like the undersuit, like spandex. So that zips up, and then I have I put the girdle on, which pulls up around my waist all the way up to my lower chest area. Then I will put on the chest pieces, and then I'll put the leg pieces on and connect those all in. And then the last thing is the arms. And I finally got it rigged where I can use my arms and move the helmet around. But for the longest time, I couldn't move my arm more than this. So I couldn't get to my face to do anything. So I'd have to have somebody walk with me, and I'd say, help me take my mask on or help me take my mask off. But, I actually had a kid one day that would walk up behind me. In fact, at HallowCon's, there was a kid who kept walking up behind me and smacking me in the back. And he did it about 3 times. And whenever he did it about that 3rd time, I reached up and I pressed the button inside the helmet, which activates the lights and everything else. Makes that, at me, like loud power up noise. I turned around and looked at him. I turned around and looked down at him, and the lights lit up, and the kid just froze in his tracks. And I held my hand out, which lights up, and he just stood there for a second. I took off running. I mean, he bolted towards his mom, and his mom was whacking. Dad, Mom, Dad, crap. Do you ever rent out your suit? And I said, no, I don't. I might not ever get it back. Dad was like,
look up a guy named Thomas Williford. He has a steampunk Iron Man suit, which is mostly leather.
oh my Lord.
He might have some clues for you on how to cool off the inside of yours as well.
I mean, at this point, I'm willing to try anything. Now, if I get this other one there's one that I'm looking at that a buddy of mine's got while I'm 3D printing mine, that if I get this one, I could pretty much rig whatever I wanted to up inside of it and make it stay cool because it's big enough. It's just this one is so close to my body. The amount of space in between my chest and probably about that much space. And so, on top of it all, I drop I get a little Bluetooth speaker and I drop that down inside of it. And I'll just, I'll come out and I'll say, all right, guys, let's roll. And I'll put the glasses on and AC/DC starts piping through the suit. So, you can't be Tony Stark without having AC/DC, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I'll come out and usually shoot the thrill or something like that. And, and then if I see, if I see Loki, it's usually some comment about them being reindeer games, or if it's or Make You Move reindeer games, or if I see Cap, I usually razz Cap about why did you quit on us, or if I see if I get the question, I thought you were dead, then I just tell them no, Pepper was crazy and I had to fake my death to get away from her. Luckily, it was a snap. But my favorite one is if I see, and usually you'll see a Spider-Man running around, and so I'll Underoos and stop in the track, look at me, and I'm sorry, how's it going? But I have a lot of fun with it. I don't generally. Whenever you'll see me at the con, you'll very seldom see me break character, just because once I'm in character, I'm in character, and so if I hurt somebody's feelings while I'm in character, it's not me doing this, the character doing. So I don't mean to hurt feelings, but hey, Tony Stark was never really, the most lovable, huggable character.
Well, have you ever heard of a cool suit? Or a cool shirt?
A what?
It's a cool. There's actually a cool suit and a cool shirt. I'll send you the link to it on.
Is that the ones with the cold water circulating? Okay. Yeah, I've heard of that.
Okay, I'm looking at them. They might be okay. It's just as much space as I've got inside that thing. I don't know.
You can get you one of those Ember Wave watches like they advertise on TV, which are mainly for women who went through midlife crisis. They're always hot, but I guess they work on anybody.
Hey,
I'd sleep with one of those things if I could.
If you have to, you can work up a Hulkbuster armor suit. That way you get room for a household air conditioner inside of it.
Yeah.
That would be great. That would be great. Yeah, my wife already fusses at me right now because our air conditioner in our room set at 69 degrees right now. I mean, and she's like, it's too cold. Can you crank it up? Oh yeah, 72. And a fan beside me, I'll do that too. It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
I think that I was made to be, having Scottish blood. I think I should be living in Scotland right now with cooler air, because I'm sorry, 80 something degrees kills me. I lived in Arizona for a while. I survived 122 degrees in the desert heat, but 122 degrees in desert heat is far different than 60, 70 humidity. I was in Dallas, Texas a few weeks ago at 105, and I thought I was going to absolutely die. Luckily, I had air conditioning in my car, which unfortunately in a Volkswagen Jetta, I have discovered that the air conditioning in those things is not as good as it was in the Nissan Altima. Nissan knew what they were doing when they were putting air conditioning inside the car. Volkswagen, I don't know. I still think the German engineering is intact, and they like to keep you hot. I don't know. I was roasting.
European.
We
car-
had a 72 Super
Right.
Beetle that did not have AC in it. It had the wings and it had the little vents that you pulled out. And I'm sure John and Dan and all them remember.
255 AC.
Yeah, and
Yep.
Germany.
I will tell you, I'm kind of like you, Sean, about getting hot pretty easily. And of course, I was a teenager learning how to drive a 4-speed at the time, but you did not need air conditioning with a Volkswagen Beetle. They're just the way, I guess, the aerodynamic design and how everything flowed in there.
And the
now I wouldn't
engines
say
back.
the same thing with a camper van or whatever, but
Germany only has like 2 weeks of real American summer.
mhm.
You don't see a lot of air conditioners in Germany. So
And it's funny you mentioned Scotland, Sean. My launch team Zoom meeting I just got done with about an hour or so ago. One of the people on our launch team, she's from Scotland, and so our meeting started at 7:00 Central Time. So it's 1:30 in the morning, somewhere around there, 2:00 their time. She told me it was 64 degrees out for a high that day. Yeah, yesterday.
And was complaining that it was so hot.
Yeah, no.
Oh, I can't tell you the number of times I've watched videos of people in England going, "Oh, it's almost 70. We're roasting." And I'm going, dude, I work in a factory in Georgia. It's 102 with 180% humidity. I mean, seriously, I'm breathing water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But wait till you get to this 60 plus below wind chills.
Uh,
Those are a little silly. If Zach's with me, I bet he's been through that.
I have to have it cool. I don't know. It's the suit. I love my suit, but it is not the most forgiving suit in the world. Let me see if I can actually find a good representation of me in the suit. Hold on.
I think Thomas Blank's got a good picture of you at HallowCon.
Yeah, I need to actually, because I don't like the way that my shoulders looked in that one. You see that the chest was more exposed. C3 had one of me for last year. Let's see. Here we go. So this is before I did some more renovations to it. Let's see if I can turn this around here. Well, hold on. So that's before I did renovations to it. But this piece has been changed. I don't know if you can see it or not.
Hold on, let me pull you up to bigger. That's pretty good. I like that.
That is a nice looking suit.
And the down what do you say, RDJ? You got that nailed.
Yeah, I actually have a letter from him. Whenever I went down to do Ozark, they thought I was playing a trick on him. So I don't know. I wasn't playing a trick on him at all. I was like, no, I'm just here to do my part in the show, guys. I'm sorry. And
okay, the Talking Explorers. Who are you?
The Toking
Explorers. Okay.
Somebody's stuck in the 60s.
Yeah.
Otherwise known as the Marlboro Man.
No, not quite. Yeah, I've been to college.
I gotta drop out for a bit. I'll be back.
All right, Joe.
If anybody's following us on there and doesn't have me added as a friend on Facebook, I accept anybody request me on Facebook. So feel free. I love making stuff. So feel free to say hello, and I look forward to seeing everybody at HallowCon, and I hope to see everybody really, really, really soon at some of the other cons that are coming up at HallowCon. It's going to be game on. I look forward to that one.
All your friends that are going to come along, tell them to go ahead at HallowCon.com or www.HallowCon.com. Go ahead and get their badges, because they're $45 right now online. If they, we'll pay at the door, it's $75 at the door.
Yeah. So any of my people watching this right now, please go ahead and get your stuff, because we need to have you guys out there. Let's make this thing a hit for these guys, because they're bringing me out. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. So come on, let's have a good time. And think of it this way. Some of my fans say, "Well, we never get to hang with you guys." Well, with us all weekend. So looking forward to seeing y'all.
All right.
All right.
Thanks for dropping in, Sean. And if you watch and follow the HallowCon pages, we do this every Thursday and Saturday night. If you want to drop in with us, just holler at me, say, "Hey, shoot me a link," and you're here.
All right, sounds good to me.
And what we mainly do with this show, when we're not talking about, we're mainly interviewing you and talking with you. But when you just drop in, we are like, after the convention shuts down, at the hotel lobby and in the restaurant, the conversations that go on, we never know where we're going or where it's going to end.
Now, I think it was Dan and Bill. I think we're talking about David Geffen and David Geffen and Cheap Trick. The last concert that I saw, guys, and this is going to be a blast from y'all, probably past. Not long ago, I got to see Steve Miller Band with Peter Frampton.
Whoa!
And they brought. And listen, I like live music, but I had never seen a jam session. They got together and did a jam session with each other for about 30 minutes. And you talk about just and it was in Nashville at the Grand Ole Opry, where they normally have the new Grand Ole Opry, and they just absolutely just brought it down. And they were talking about Peter Frampton was talking about his inspiration for some of his music, and so was Steve Miller. And Steve Miller was talking about he had to get the album out for the Joker, and he said that that where they were staying, smugglers were dropping stuff off their boat, and so they had dropped some off their boat. It was captured, and they were burning it on the island, and so you can imagine what exactly they were burning on the island. And he said that was what allowed him to write that whole entire album very, very, very quickly and get it done. But the music that they brought, the clarity, just listening to the music without auto-tune, and guys who could actually play the freaking instruments. And then the last concert that I went to was in February. My wife and I went and saw Toto and Journey. And I miss Steve Perry in Journey. The new guy is decent, but Toto was they stole the show for me. They stole the show for me, and just whenever they played Hold the Line, that right there, just that secured my whole entire childhood. I mean, I'm 46, and I grew up listening to a lot of that music. So I mean, hearing you guys talk about Cheap Trick and David Geffen and stuff, you guys are speaking my childhood now.
We do that. Actually, I don't know if you saw the show start. It started out with static, and then we play the national anthem, then our theme song. When we close, we play High Flight. With the F-104, with the poem, though I searched the... Well, how's it go, Dan?
Oh, you had to put me on the spot.
Yeah.
Pull them up full screen, Joe.
I've chased the shouting wind along.
Well, it starts off with what was it?
Oh yeah, no, you're going to do any better than I did.
No,
There's three of you that all could like just click the little thing to play it for like 5 seconds. So
All right.
Take it out.
Now, do you remember that from the old days of watching TV?
Yeah, back when it wasn't 24 hours a day, it
Yeah.
shut off at midnight.
yeah, they used to turn off the TV stations at night. So.
And tell them who said that, Joe. You guys,
Oh, that is William Conrad
Oh.
that does that.
Cannon,
Yeah.
and the original Matt Dillon too.
Yeah.
I worked with a guy here in the local area. He had the rights to the old
The rights to what?
Sky King. And Sky
Guy
King.
King.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Sky King. Yeah.
I helped remaster that one using Adobe, and that was a lot of fun putting that one back together and watching the old commercials and stuff. And he had the rights to that one. He had Amos and Andy as well. And watching some of the Amos and Andy.
Oh, I remember those.
Yeah,
And they were
Classic.
reruns back when I saw them. So,
Yeah.
uh,
Sean, what you said earlier about Cheap Trick, I wanted to say they're local boys up here over in Rockford, Illinois, is where they're from.
Wow.
I'm just east of Champaign, about 15 miles. So I actually got, and I'm 61, so I'm old. I'm just a teensy bit older than you, but I got to see them kinda, sorta before they were popular. They were working on the In Color album at the time, so we saw them at EIU's auditorium, which was, well, still is, a acoustically sound auditorium for the university over there. And Rick Nielsen just blowed my mind. There were two groups that I got to see really before you heard a lot about them. They were ones, and then the Cars was the other one. We got this. The Cars actually came to Danville, Illinois, where Carl and Donna lived there, and anyway, in late 1977, when their first album was just out, and you only heard the first single, but not very much, unless you tuned into WLS out of Chicago, and they played the crap out of it. And WLS out of Chicago was one of the reasons why Cheap Trick skyrocketed so quickly as they did back in the day. And they were taking on such giants as Van Halen in the Billboard Top 100 and just dominating the scene in the late 70s and that from it. But yeah, it was just incredible, absolutely incredible. And yeah, and I'm glad they're still hanging in there, even though Bunny Carlos is no longer with them, but it's understandable.
Yeah, I grew up in Arizona, in Gilbert, Arizona, for a few years, and a buddy of mine and I reconnected over Facebook a few years ago, and we used to fight over baseball cards and play football and everything else around the apartment complex that we lived in. And so I just caught up with him and I said, hey Rick, what are you doing now? And he says, well, I play drums in a band. And I said, oh, that's cool, And he goes, no, I played drums in a band. And I was like, well, that's cool. What band? And he goes, Lifehouse. But I'm on tour right now with Goo Goo Dolls. I said, no, you're not. And he says, yeah, I am. Get me pictures where they were doing sound check. And I was like, wait a minute. I grew up with this dude. He's on tour with Goo Goo Dolls, but he plays drums for Lifehouse, Rick Wolstenholme. And I was like, this is weird because here's a kid that, I was friends with growing up, and I lost touch with him. And come to find out he's doing that. And then whenever I graduated in Crossville, we had a girl there whose name is Mandy Barnett. And Mandy Barnett was in the Patsy Cline, playing Always Patsy Cline, or wasn't Always Patsy Cline, playing Patsy Cline. And she's got a couple country albums out. So it's like, you never know who you're going to run to in life. You never know, who people that are around you, what they're going to do with their lives. I mean, up until 3 years ago, I never thought that I would be on a TV show or doing what I'm doing right now. But hey, I'm enjoying it. I'm just going to live the ride and just, I may not look like this forever. In 2 years from now, I may not ever be asked to come to another con again because I may completely change or something. But I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to build something for my grandkids, like when they get a bit older. Hey! Well,
This is a weapon, Sean. This figure is all metal. Very little plastic, mostly metal on it, and you can have a workout with it. It's one of the Hot Toys ones from that comes in an incredibly huge box.
Yeah, I've got this. That was the Mark 50.
Oh wow!
Is everything from, I'm a Star Trek nut too, so I've got Star Trek stuff all over my room. But
okay, if you're a Star Trek nut, I'm going to start working on it. Probably Monday. I am going to start petitioning that they bring up in Strange New Worlds the first female admiral in Starfleet was named Admiral Ball. And if you know the back history,
If you know the history,
you understand it. Admiral Ball was a feisty little redhead that fought to form the Federation.
Yeah, but the thing is, what bothered me about the way Star Trek is done with a lot of the women, I don't like the way that it is Janeway. I don't think that they've really given great representation to their female characters.
Yeah.
I really don't. In fact, I think that a lot of times they have overlooked some of the better characters. In fact, I mean, Lieutenant Uhura. Lieutenant Uhura was probably one of the best characters that they had. I mean, she was probably one of the most intelligent characters that they had. And yet you had Leonard Nimoy have to go in and have to fight to get her a better salary. But
yeah,
come on. Yeah. I mean,
and
I named my dog after.
During the animated series, Nimoy stood up again and said, "Hey, look, you don't get the whole gang.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get me."
Right.
And Chekhov still got left off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Chekhov was good one.
He's still bitter about that.
Oh.
In fact, this thing needs to be cleaned up a little bit better. I'm in the middle of trying to kill off some of the algae that's in here, but I've got a dojo loach that is named Maru after Kobayashi Maru, and then I've got like right there straight back all the way straight back. It's just the old books.
Nice.
So.
Oh
yeah, I'm crazy.
Another convention for you to try to get into is the Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo.
Yeah, somebody was telling me about that one. Let's see what week that is. I may not be in town that week because I think that's the week that I'm going to be in Texas. And
yeah, it's in May.
Okay, no, I'm not in Texas.
Like May 14th is around when it's hsvexpo.com.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look. I mean, it's serious. Okay, they've got it April 12th and 14th next year at the Von Braun. Ooh, I'd like to do that one.
Oh yeah, and plus they've got George Takei.
I love George Takei. I especially like whenever he was there with whenever he got to do the roast of William Shatner, and he said, "I've waited years to say this. You and the horse you rode in on."
Yeah.
I think a lot of people wanted to say that to Shatner.
Well, I wondered how Fanboy last year booked Takei, Shatner, and I just drew a blank on his name, Koenig.
Yeah. Well, Koenig, and I'm just going to say this, Koenig, and whenever I was there, Koenig, and I had a big line.
Okay, you broke up again. So,
Whenever I was there, Takei and Koenig had bigger lines.
oh yeah, and Shatner was giving them hell about it.
Yeah, Shatner was. I mean, honestly, more people would love Shatner if he would just keep his opinions to himself.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Let him talk about horses instead of Star Trek.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know.
Sean,
Yes.
that background is my hallway.
What background?
His back.
The green screen behind me.
Wow.
11,000 paperback books.
And he's read every dang one of them.
Yeah.
Most of them about 5 or 10 dozen times. Yeah.
Well, see, whenever I was younger, it was a rule in my house that I had to keep novels around and read novels. And so that I really loved, I don't know if you can see that or not, Robert Louis Stevenson.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Kidnapped, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That one's a good one. But yeah, I keep books around, and I don't know, it's just something I love to do. I mean, you can get lost in a book, and you can watch a movie, and the movie's going to tell you how to think about the character, but there's nothing like the book that makes you use your mind.
Exactly.
So, yeah. So, kids, if you're watching, go to the library, check out a book. So.
And if you hear of a book being banned, be sure to go to the library and check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and and I hate to say, well, I don't really hate to say this, but I went to McKay's here in Knoxville the other day, and was going through the throwaway books, and they actually had a copy of Mein Kampf, and in the throwaway bin. And and I've got a 22-year-old, and I brought it home, and I said, "You need to read this history. You need to read this and see what was going on." Because my kids, they've studied World War II, they've studied all the war stuff, and I said, this is a piece of history that people need to get into this person's head and figure out why they were the way they were. Mm-hmm. And and it's nothing to do with anything that people would scream off the top of their lungs, but all these books that are banned. To me, I like to go back and read why was that person the way that they were. What were they actually thinking? And it doesn't mean that I'm following that person or I ascribe to their theologies or anything like that. It's just, so many books have been thrown off the shelves that gave you that piece of history that you never hear.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and you can't say the guy's name on YouTube or Facebook. So
no, you can't, and I'm not going to say who it was, but. They even ripped his face off of the book, but here's another one that I picked up too. That this one right here has actually her own letters in them. And she is she's my 16th great aunt, Mary Queen of Scots.
Oh, awesome.
Wow!
Yeah. So she's 16th great aunt, but this actually goes through and actually has her letters in there. It's her life in her own words, and that's something that I really wanted to have because you never get to see or you never get to hear from their side of the stories. Another one I picked up was this one, was Scotland, the autobiography. And one of the things I loved about it was, going through here and looking, it actually has like a Jacobite escapes from the Tower of London, 23rd February 1716. This was a letter, letter that he had written. And so it's got like letters from there. It's got the casket letters. It's got everything else in it as well. And you can actually read the letters of that history. And I was like, I wish America had something like this, that we could actually go through and had a compendium of letters that were written during some of our most crucial times.
Oh yeah.
So
Mhm.
showing why we became who we are.
Yeah, the closest you got to that for the U.S. is the Federalist Papers.
Yeah. So I mean, that's I don't know. That's just me. I'm weird, I guess. I like to read. I don't know. I like to read a lot of stuff, and I may be one of those kids that was raised. Ow, that hurt.
Oh yeah. Well, just to let you know, Dan is a published author.
Oh, okay.
Very,
Dawn,
very, very small time.
you're about to be a published author. Is that correct? Are you working on something?
Who, me?
No, Dawn. Yeah. Aren't you working on something?
No, and Bill's got a short story coming out in a collection.
Yeah. And Joe is you've got what's your group again?
So I run the independent creator directory, and I am also a published author.
Okay. That's awesome.
And if you
Yeah,
ever
I do more publicist type of stuff than be an actual public.
and if you ever tune in and you see a lady,
So I'm sure some of my papers are out there.
and Sean, if you ever tune in and you see a woman sitting there with the title Rocket Mama underneath,
Mhm.
she used to train NASA astronauts down in Huntsville.
Oh,
She's
really?
also a published author.
And work console during
Shuttle
the
mission.
space shuttle era.
That's cool. That's cool.
Oh, Stephanie is awesome.
And then
I
we got,
hate to do this, but you guys have been roboting all night, and I'm pretty sure it is my connection. So I'm gonna go and try to restart stuff and reconnect and see if I can get
I've been hearing
not
it too. Dawn.
robots.
Yeah,
I was going to say just back out and come back in, reconnect.
Well, we've had some internet issues here anyway, so I'm just gonna start
okay.
over fresh. And so
all right.
if I don't
And I
make it back before the end of the show, I'll try to hop on for Last Man Standing.
All right.
Thank you. Dear.
Thanks, Don.
I
Well,
think I'm going to
Nice.
go on a quest for the Holy Grail. So
Nice.
I think I'm going to go hang out with a Nazi Saint Knee for a little bit. But thank you guys for having me. I'm going to go in here and watch this and probably harass the wife for a little while. So
All right, but yeah, Sean, you're more than welcome to come back anytime, and I look forward to seeing you the end of October.
all right,
Yeah,
sounds
good to meet you, Sean.
Nice to meet you, Sean.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
That was cool.
I look forward to meeting him at HallowCon.
I learned a little more about him tonight. That he's just like he's a geek just like us.
Well, of course. You don't build yourself an Iron Man suit and not be a geek.
I keep telling you people, I'm not a geek, I'm a dork.
We know that, Bill. We just
Okay, just so you know.
We give you extra credit.
Oh, well, or less than credit, one of the two.
Nah.
I just got a AOL alert. I still use AOL for my email. I don't use them to connect to the internet, but they've got a pretty good news service. The post office, the women are raising hell about it. They're not advancing the way they should. They're trying to figure out what they can do. But of course, it is a male dominated industry.
My grandmother was a postmaster or back. I know. I'm trying to ignore his.
Dan, you like that delivery.
The delivery, yes. The content, no.
That one went over your head.
Not my head, no.
The
I understood
delivery.
it.
Only because Dan ducked.
Nothing goes over my head. My reflexes are so fast I can reach up and catch it.
Dan says, I'm not going to take the hit for this one.
Joe, I
No.
made it work better, didn't I?
What's that?
I made it work better, didn't I?
You did.
I mean, had
Still
Dan.
pain me to hear it again, but
We got to get one of those big vaudeville hooks. Come off out of the side and go, yep, you're out of here. Those would work well in some of the other sections of the show too.
I think I even got Carl with that one. I mean, he even gave me the
the obligatory rim shot. Yes.
Yeah.
I still say, Joe, you need all those sound effects. Use them like how Svengoolie does. You just have them all pulled up and do your goofy falling off the cliff screaming and all the different ones.
That would take a little bit extra equipment plugged into the computer, but it could be done.
It could be done. And I need somebody to teach me OBS. I'm gonna have to have
Carl?
I'm gonna have to have a couple OBS lessons with Carl.
Well, he knows more about it than anybody I know.
Well, Joe's using OBS.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yes, you are.
I use OBS in Green Room. I don't use it here.
Oh, okay.
I have attempted, but it is not. Okay, let's just say there is a steep learning curve.
Yeah. And StreamYard's got me spoiled.
StreamYard is mother's milk. OBS is basically Statesman bourbon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the best I can do.
You know how a cat likes its steak? Rare.
Dan, you're trying not to laugh.
I'm laughing. I ain't trying not to. I'm laughing. I like that one. That was cute. Oh.
Yeah, I didn't even see it if you did a little video thing. I just saw where everybody was quiet for a couple seconds.
Yeah, that's the thing, Bill. You really got to have a good internet connection, and you've got to have a very fast computer.
I'm not running off of the neighbors. You know, I haven't done that for a few months. I got Xfinity now. Finally, kind of took out the wallet and my Jack Benny wallet to pay for Xfinity.
How did you untie the knots in the corners?
Well, it was beating off the guard dogs that were.
I wouldn't have said it exactly that way.
I am going to leave that alone.
Not the green room, not the green room, not the green room. Oh, Bill, you walked right into that one.
I know.
This is about the best I can do on that one.
No. Life on the road's no good for animal. Yeah. Too many women. Too many towns. And then that.
I saw that one.
Oh,
Oh, Lord. We still got a lot of time to go, dudes. Oh,
well, I will announce this that HallowCon will be at another convention this Saturday in Guntersville, Alabama.
Population 23.
salute.
Salute.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they've got an unusual guest this year. They even named the convention after him. Dog the Bounty Hunter Festival.
Oh boy.
Voted best mullet in Hollywood.
Yep.
Oh,
There
Billy
you go.
Ray might have something to say about that.
He doesn't wear a mullet anymore.
Oh
No.
shoot, no, but Billy Ray's got shorter hair than I do.
Hmm.
Almost like John, somewhere between John and Joe.
Will
Okay,
will
now
Dog
that's a
talk
distance
about his
is
failed
measured in
marriage, or
microns.
what will he do?
Well, did he split up with that girl that he married after Beth died?
There was some nasty things being said between the two of them, and that's the last I heard.
Oh, okay, well I hadn't heard that.
Well, that's getting close to violating somebody else's privacy. So
Yeah.
we'll just
Yeah.
let that one lie with us.
We got a
Poor
dink.
dogs.
Oh, look who finally showed up.
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
Can't get here on time. Just get here whenever.
And Rich, have you had a haircut?
I've had a lot of them cut.
Yeah.
Bulk discount.
And
He had all of them cut.
dang it, I should
I
have
lost about 20 pounds.
I should have waited until Rich got here to tell that AOL story. All right, I got the guy that's working on my dad's computer just messaged me. I'll be right back.
Okay. You're going to have to replace about 16 vacuum tubes.
We couldn't find enough punch cards to reprogram his computer, and
You
Get
laugh
that
at
dial-up modem ready.
my mom's job at the bank, the computer she was using at the bank back in the 60s when I was a kid. It was programmed with punch cards. I mean, it was like if you put all three units together, the keyboard, the main CPU, and the printer, it was a little bit bigger than a Volkswagen.
That's not hard.
No.
and was probably close to 256 megabytes. But it was the size of a Volkswagen. Oh, where is that? Oh, there it is. There's that picture.
256 bytes, not megabytes.
Actually, back then, maybe 256 bits.
Oh,
Ooh, yeah.
here, I gotta. Darn it! It ain't doing what I want it to. I'd probably do this faster with punch cards. Let's see.
That's okay. We like it when you blow stuff up.
Where is that? Okay.
Oh, you are the one, actually trained to do that too.
Well, let me do that.
The rest of us are just.
I don't know which
amateurs.
is worse: fumble fingers or bad eyesight. Okay. Let me bring that up real quick. All right. There we go. All right. Let's see. Where was that?
That's no, that's not the girl that wrote the NASA programs for Apollo.
No,
That's older. That's older.
I got to reopen close. Oh, there we go. That is 62,500 punch cards. It is equal to 4.5 megabytes of data. 62,500 punch cards.
Yep. I can believe it. I can believe it.
Now, the funny thing is, can you imagine trying to play Doom with that? Constantly punch
Oh
cards.
man, you try for God mode, you're going to need an 65,000 cards.
But will
I
it
remember
break
how much of a pain in the ass it was doing that on floppies.
Mm.
Insert disc number 2. Playing. Insert disc number 3. Them kids today don't know how lucky they got it with Doom on their cell phones. Don't they?
Get off my land, you little bastards.
Well, what was that? Redneck Rampage. You ever heard of it?
Oh God, I missed that game.
There you go.
Oh.
Because it was basically a redneck version of Doom, but you were running off trespassers and stuff. Get off my land.
Revenuers.
Uh-huh.
That's when you got out the BFG.
And a potato gun. And census takers.
Well, the pig's got to eat. How's your head? Well, Donna. Interesting question.
Let me see if I can find that. Redneck.
This moment of silence is brought to you by the National Hearing Institute.
I typed in redneck, and the first thing it said was Redneck Riviera.
Oh no, we're not talking about that place.
Yeah, Buick went downhill from there.
Oh, I can't even remember what state that one was in. Actually, I think it was north.
I think it's around Mobile.
Oh, you talking about the other one?
Yes.
I thought you were talking about the one on the Atlantic, not the one on the Gulf of Mexico. So, yeah. There's a little bit of difference between the two.
There we go. Yes.
Thank you, Rich.
Yeah, that one needs to be brought up.
No, phone freaking. Don't have to look it up. Know what it is. Have a whistle. Oh dear.
I miss the days of the old VBSs.
Yeah.
Got into so much trouble back then.
And it was easy to do.
Oh, yes.
There was a movie called what was it, Day of the Condor? Robert
Yes.
Redford, Max Monsignor,
familiar.
and he had been a U.S. Army signalman, did communications and phone stuff like that, and he wanted to call the CIA, so he got one of those devices that the telephone linemen use to check phones. The telephone they carry around with them and dial on the back of it.
The little headset that alligator clipped onto the lines.
And he went and he found a phone substation, broke into it, and called the CIA. And they were trying to trace the number, and they couldn't figure out where he was from because he was nowhere.
Someplace in Alabama is the closest we can get.
We're tracing the call. Somewhere in Washington. Okay. It's somewhere in Washington.
What did Art Bell always used to say on his program where he was at, somewhere in the desert or something or other? I forget.
Oh. Well, there was who was the guy down in Florida that used to always his show was way down upon the Swanee River. That's how he always started the show. Was he was fairly libertarian. He bought an old hotel and fixed it up and ran his radio show out of the hotel. Made a lot of money off of it till people got tired of listening to it.
Well, you know, that's like the folks that had a pirate radio station on one of the old seaports over
I'd love to do
offshore in England. Yeah.
Of course, now technically we are doing a pirate radio station of sorts, except we can't. We can't play music or we'll get kicked off the internet.
You could play mine. Joe does it all the time, don't you, Joe?
Haven't gotten a copyright strike yet from another country, so I keep waiting to get like a copyright notice on one of the songs, and I'm just going to forward it to you, Dan, and be like, "Here, I'll let you have fun with this."
By the way, I would like to thank Chris Walker for his timely reminder. And because I didn't get to play it when Don came on the show earlier. That'll teach you.
Reminds me of back in the day, the cult of the dead cow and back orifice. I had so much fun messing with my sister because of that application. Of course, it was a pun on back office. Yeah, had a lot of fun with that in the computer lab at college too.
Oh, John, you were talking about the lineman phones?
Yes.
Like this?
Yes.
Exactly.
Oh, you've got the old school rotary dial one.
That's
yeah. That had the old trim line dial on it.
Joe's a lineman for the county.
Find one that has the metal rotary dial on it, you're talking big bucks.
One ringy dingy.
Bill, you ought to look these up on eBay, what they're selling for now.
No, I don't really think I need to part with the price of a new car.
What did you call them again, Joe?
Lineman telephone. If you can find one.
If you see one of those at auction,
I have.
I put down a few dollars on that one. Where are you?
How do they sell? Do they sell good or
good
or cheap?
Well, there's a bunch of different ones, but here's a vintage lineman rotary phone. telephone line tester, red, untested. Well, this is a bid, so it's not. Let me hit the filter to buy it now, because he's starting the bid at $4.99.
Yeah, everything up.
Oh wow, they have like super big kits. So some of the more modern ones that kind of look like a square hairbrush on the end,
Yeah.
the push button ones, they go anywhere from $40 to $70. I'm trying to find one more. Okay, well, vintage AT&T orange rotary dial lineman's butt set test phone, pre-owned, $19.99.
What'd you call me?
Yeah, it's your butt phone, man. Here's one for $75 so it varies, and I am looking up sold comps on them. So, but condition is everything, and
This is true. This is true. And
now, do you have any accessories with that, Joe?
No, that's it.
It's just the phone with the little clips on the end. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And the belt hook.
Yeah.
Yep.
And from the way the belt hook feels on this one, it feels like it fell from the telephone pole a couple times.
Well, you
And
can't
it could
always,
have.
you can't always clip it the first time. You can let go of it the first time several times, but you can't always clip it securely the first time.
Oh, good grief! I didn't realize how long it's been sitting in there. Spider egg sack.
Yeah. See, here's the hairbrush ones.
Oh,
and they.
Yeah.
They seem to. Well, $60 for that's an actual sold comp. Vintage Harris, Dracon, Lineman's phone, red telephone, TS22 009 test set, butt set. So I'm trying to find a year on them, but most of them are not giving the years. But yeah, that
one is an AT&T.
One you have?
Yeah.
Okay. And I saw a couple there in that one too. They had last week at the auction, last Friday, they had the red telephone, the old-fashioned one, and in the middle it had one button on it. And I said, this looks kind of like, and I held it up and looked underneath, and it was the Batman hotline phone at Commissioner Gordon's office. Somebody evidently had bought a repop, and I know they made a bunch of stuff like that. The bus that you pulled the head back and pushed the button to open the doors to slide down the poles to the back cave. They made a repop of that and several things, but I didn't buy it.
Shakespeare. The one I saw,
Shakespeare bust, yes.
Shakespeare, and you pulled the head back and it had the big red square button on it.
Mm-hmm.
You'd hook it up to whatever you wanted to.
Yep. If they ever did a remake, it'd probably be the William Shatner bust. You pull the head back and push the button, and
every time they pulled the head back, I kept thinking of a Pez dispenser.
Exactly. You pulled the head back and an emergency popped out.
I don't know why I didn't remember this or bring this up. At the Huntsville show that had Shatner,
yeah,
somebody brought a Michael Myers mask for him to sign.
Oh boy. I bet he just about lost it there.
he just, they paid the $100 to have him sign it, and he just like couldn't even. He just wiggled the Sharpie on it.
Now see, if I were William Shatner and somebody had asked me to sign their Michael Myers mask, I'd have signed it Michael Myers.
Mm-hmm.
That's no, I swear, William Shatner signed it.
That probably would have made it more valuable. It's because usually when they're signing it, you're taking pictures with your phone to authenticate it.
You couldn't take pictures.
Oh, really?
The only pictures you had to pay for any pictures taken. That was another $100.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, $100 to stand next to somebody and get your picture taken with them with your phone. That's bullshit. And guess what?
Well,
guys?
my Monkey's drumhead that Mickey Dolan signed when I got the COA that came with the drumhead, it had everything all together, and it showed which is probably his people. Yeah. So,
all right, let's say goodnight, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Bye, con Dios.
Bye.
I have slept the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand, and touched the face of God.